Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Salud Cerveceria out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This beer is called Jumo. I don't know what that means. I'm not very well versed in Spanish, but it is a triple IPA brewed with wheat and copious amounts of oats, hopped heavily with Eldorado and Citra Cryo. And it is I just said it's a triple IPA. It's 11.5 ABV, so it's definitely a big beer. I had this on tap when this was released, and I thought it was not just good for a triple IPA, because a lot of triple IPAs I don't really like. They're just too sweet and boozy for me. I thought it was just good in general, like really good in general. So I'm pretty excited to crack this open and see if the cans are as good as the draft was. With most beers, that doesn't seem to really matter, but with IPAs, I guess because there's such a risk of oxidation that it does seem to matter sometimes. And I don't think that is the one of the two owners. I mean, she does have brown hair, but other than that, I don't know that necessarily looks just like her. So I don't know. But I know some of the other faces that they've had on their cans were actually people who worked with them or something else. So that's why I thought maybe it was her. As you can see, it pours a darker golden color, very hazy, with about a finger's worth of nice fluffy white head. See, the aroma is kind of muted. It doesn't smell bad. It's just not very pungent. Like, it's kind of dull in general. But what I'm getting like a little bit of resinous hop, a little bit of overripened pineapple, and some peach. I will say I am getting a little booze in the nose too, which makes sense for such a big IPA. Yeah, let's go in and see what it tastes like. So, there is a lot of hop flavor. Definitely some orange and pineapple. A little bit of peach. There's some sweetness. I would say the bitterness is pretty low. The funny thing is, the taste right up front it tasted like a huge punch of booze, which was a little off-putting to me. But after I swallowed it, I'm not getting any heat in the throat at all, which is really weird. Because usually, if anything, I don't taste the booze, but I feel it in the chest. But this time, it's like the opposite. That's really strange. And now that the head wore away, and I know carbonation and head usually promotes aroma, but I'm actually picking up more aroma now that I dug into the glass a little bit. Definitely a little more on the dank and overripened pineapple side, but it is a little tropical too. It almost tastes like there's lactose or vanilla in this. And it is very soft too. I will say that. Very soft. But not to the point where, like I said, it tastes like there's vanilla or lactose in it, a little bit, but it's not like where it tastes like a rock candy IPA where it's super sweet. So I'm kind of, and I don't know if it's just not that this isn't old, it's only a month old, but who knows how those things work even a month in. I don't know if it's time or it's just the can is different than the draft. But I thought I remembered liking the draft a little bit better than this. This is still pretty good for what it is. So if I was going to judge it based on being a triple IPA, if I ever wanted like a big, huge IPA, which I could see scenarios where I would want something like that. If you're joining a party and you're a little late to the event and you're trying to catch up or whatever, and you want something juicy, whatever, I could see this being a good beer to reach for. It does have a good bit of like fresh orangey and green and pineapple character. Yeah, so I mean, so this one kind of reminds me of like the better triple IPAs I've had. When I had it the first time, I was like, damn, that's really good. Like, I can't believe this is a triple IPA. I think this is really good for any type of IPA. Now, in the can, I am getting a little more booze flavor and a little more sweetness. So, I don't know that I would necessarily lean towards this as an everyday drinker. I mean, I know I wouldn't at 11.5%, but excuse me, for the style that it is, I think they did a really good job, especially, I mean, a lot of breweries, or I've seen people call like a 9.5% or a triple IPA, which I think is a little, in my opinion, it's got to at least be in double digits, because you're not saying a double is a double until 8, so you're only giving it 1.5% of range, which doesn't make sense. I think anything, it's kind of like a 2% each way up the scale, in my opinion. So 4 to 6 is a session IPA and or pale ale, kind of, those kind of intermingle. 6 to 8 is a regular IPA. 8 to 10 is double. 10, I mean, I would say to 12, but anything beyond 12 is just ridiculous for this type of beer. So I would say 10 plus is a triple. Quadruple is just stupid at that point. I don't know that I've ever had an IPA above 12% that wasn't like just syrupy and disgusting. But yeah, I mean so this is on the upper end of that. I mean, if it starts at 11 and goes to 12, then if it starts at 10 and goes to 12, 11.5 is on the upper end of that. So I mean, for a beer this big, it definitely drinks way easier than like a 11.5%, most 11.5% stouts. That doesn't mean that I like the flavor more, but it drinks easier. I'll say that much. So if you like triple IPAs, you like that big, boozy, slightly sweet, but still a crap ton of hop flavor, you would definitely like this. I think they did a really good job with it. And this is another bump up for them that makes me have trust in buying their cans without, tasting it first. So, and I would buy this again if I wanted something like this. It's definitely one of the better ones that I've had, and I could see certain scenarios where it would be appropriate. So I would say I would buy this again. This is a buy for me. I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.